to be making a Thanksgiving Day card using the Pretty Pumpkin stamp set. We'll have to do some fussy cutting because I failed to order the dies. We're also going to be using the Vellum paper along with the Beauty of the Earth Designer Series paper for the background. Hi, I'm Joan Heberlein and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I created this video for Joan's Simple Paper Crafts right here on YouTube. If you're new here, I want to thank you for stopping by. If you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss when I post a video, which is typically once a week. Now, hang on while I turn the camera down so we can get started. We're going to do this a little bit different tonight. First of all, I'm having problems opening the ink pads and working the scissors. So to get around that, I've got all my inking and cutting done already, and we'll just be gluing tonight. The second thing is I'm going to take you through designing the card. So I've got 3 cards that I've already done up, and that third card is the final design that I want to show you. And then I'll make one more card with you tonight. The third thing is I'll have the dimensions in the comments below, so you don't have to worry about writing anything down. You can grab those later on. First of all, we're going to be using the Pretty Pumpkin, and we're going to be using this pumpkin here, and this vine, and this vine. And we'll use this sentiment, and then we'll also use a Wish for Everything stamp set 1 of 2, and we're going to use this sentiment right here on the inside of the card. So let me show you how we did that. The first card, I wanted to use some vellum and use that pumpkin in a ribbon. Only I didn't like how the vellum looked on here. It kind of gets lost with the paper and everything. So I thought the next thing would be, instead of having this designer series paper run all the way across, just do 2 1-inch pieces on the edges. And then we've got this vellum here. And I've got this dry embossed, and that's why it has the white markings on there. That's from the dry emboss. What I didn't like about this one is the gather together. It just is way too bold for me. So what I did was, on the next piece is I did the same thing, only I changed it using the Cajun Craze ink pad so that it didn't stand out quite so much. And of course on the inside, all 3 of them have the same sentiment. And then we did use the smaller of the vine right here. What I want to do is I'm going to take you through another card, and we're going to use the same pieces, except I'm going to change it out. I'm going to change these pieces out to having it be our basic white and just having the ink color on the white. We're going to use a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of Cajun Craze Cardstock. I'll burnish it on both sides to make a nice crisp edge. And then I'm going to take this piece here, the inside piece, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I'm going to glue that down. So this is the same that I did on the other 3 cards. Nothing's different here so far. And I'm leaving 1/8 of an inch around for a border. And I'm going to use my bone folder to just get all the glue out from underneath, flatten all the glue bubbles, and wipe up any glue that kind of seeps out. So then we've got our front of our card. So we'll use the two side pieces. We'll go here and here. And I'll just glue those down real quick. And let me get my silicone mat so that we don't have glue coming out all over the place. That helps keep the work surface clean so it won't be sticky. Liquid glue, our heat glue, and our Stampin' Seal doesn't stick on this surface. It will just dry up, and then you can just brush it off when it's all done. And I need to put that on straight, so let me just pull that off again. And I want to leave 1/8 of an inch around the border on the right, the left, and the bottom. And I think that's better now. And I didn't have that glued down there, so there we go. And I'm just going to, again, use our bone folder to flatten any glue bubbles out from underneath. And then we will use the glue for the left side, same thing. And I want it to be 1/8 of an inch from the top to the right and the left side. I'm going to bring it a little bit farther down. And I'm just going to get some of that glue right out of there. And I'm flattening the glue out from underneath. And I want to just check and make sure that I have this straight. And I should have done this before I glued it down so tight, but yeah, I've got the top, looks like fairly straight. Next we want to do is our pumpkin, and we're going to just put a little glue on the pumpkin vine, and we'll glue that onto the pumpkin itself. And then I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on here, and we'll put them on the very top. Three at the very top, and then we'll put some down by the vine. And one more on the bottom of the pumpkin right down here. And then I'm going to take our Stampin' Seal and just put some right in the center here, because we're going to have that stick to our ribbon when we put that on the card. So next we want to do is this piece here, and I'm just going to put the dimensions on the back as well. And I am going to be putting them all over on this one. And I'm probably going to need to cut one in half to get it to go up in this area and then right down in there. So we'll just take one here and we'll cut it in half. get the other half right here. And we'll just set that aside as well. Let's take our vellum here and let's see if we can. There's some words on here. I don't know if you can read that, but I want to make sure the words are facing upward. I think this says never here. So I'm going to face it that way. Just want to set this down very gently because we want to get the positioning for our ribbon here. Right about there. So I'm going to just put some Stampin' Seal Plus right in the middle of that area. And then we'll put this down. And I'm not pushing it down very hard right now, just to make sure that we've got enough ribbon here. And now I think we can just press it down. Now we can take the paper backings off of the dimensionals. And we'll set that right on top of that ribbon. And then we'll do the same thing with the backings on the sentiment. Oh, they're coming off all over the place there. And then I'm going to put it at the top of this piece here. And then the next we want to do is put our glue dots on the back of this. So we want to place them where there is the pumpkin or the vine or the ribbon so that we're not seeing it from the other side. I'm putting it three or four down there, and then I put one on each side, and I'll put one in the middle. And then we'll put some up at the top. We'll do 3 on the top again. Let me close this up. I don't think we need that open anymore. Then I'm just going to line it up at the bottom very lightly and at the top very lightly and just see how it looks. And it looks like it's lined up properly. Let's bring back those other cards we made. So this was the first card we made, and I didn't like that because I didn't think the volume did anything for this card. And then I liked this one, but I didn't like how bold this was on the writing was here. So that's when I went with the same ink as on the stamp piece here. I really like this card, and I think that is my favorite out of all 4. And then I wanted to see how it would work if we did it with just the white with the ink. And I think this turned out pretty well too. So it'd be one of these two, but this I believe is my favorite up here. I forgot to tell you what designer series paper we used for that 1-inch strip on either side. And it is this piece here taken from the Beauty of the Earth designer series paper. And that's in the annual catalog. I hope you liked this project as much as I did. Why don't you give it a try? Now, if you have enjoyed today's video, would you do me 2 favors? Click the thumbs up emoji. That means you like it. And would you share it on social media with your crafting friends and pin it to Pinterest? These actions will help me to keep sharing my ideas with other crafters for free, and I'd really appreciate that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss any future videos. If you have any questions, be sure to contact me. I'm here to help in any way that I can. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out to me. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order or would like a catalog, hop over to my website where you'll find the Shop Now button. To shop with me, you'll need to go to joanheberlein.stampinup.net. Mark your calendar. I'll be back Wednesday, November 3rd at 7 p.m. Central Time. We'll be doing something fall-like. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight. I look forward to next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe.